Hello guys, in this tutorial I'm going to show you how you can convert this Photoshop design to an interactive button in Framer. So let's jump in. So I'm on my desktop breakpoint in Framer, then I'm going to convert the desktop breakpoint to a stack. I'll draw a frame, then I'll change the color of the frame to black. Okay, I'm going to give it a top pattern of 200, the desktop breakpoint. Then the frame I drew, I'll change it to a stack. I'll give the layout. Then I'm going to change the color to black. So after doing that, I'll head on to Photoshop. I'll copy the color code I used for the background. Then I'm going to paste the color code on the background of my desktop breakpoint. So I'll select the stack I drew, the stack I created. So I'm going to draw another frame. Then I will change the color to black also. Okay, to blue. I'm going to change to blue. So I'll place the frame into the stack I created. So the stack is the parents layer, while the frame is the child. So I set the width and the height of my parent stack to fixed. So I'll change the position direction to vertical. So I'm going to change the stack of my the parent frame. I'll change the stack to fit content, the height of the stack to fit content. Then I'll select the first frame I created. Then I'll change the color to black. Then I'll select the second frame I created. I'll change the color to white. Then I'll select the first frame I created. I'm going to rename it as black. Then I'll select the second frame I created. I'm going to rename it as white. So I'll select the parent stack. Okay, I'll select the blacks and the white frame. Then I'll change their position to absolute. Then I'll adjust their direction, their position direction using all these angle directions. So we can see that the black is below while the white is above. So the black frame is below while the white frame is above. So what we're going to do next is I'm going to select the parent stack. Then I will change I'm going to change the overflow to visible. Then I'll select the black stack. Then I'm going to drag it downward. I'll drag it downward. I'll control the position in the position layer. Then I'm going to drag it downward to around -14. Then I'll select the black frame. So okay, I'll select the white frame. I'll give it a radius of 20. So I'm going to zoom in for you to see it clearly. Then I'll change the radius to 20. I'll select the black frame. I'll give it a radius of 20 also. So we can see that so the black shape of the parent frame is showing. So I'm going to adjust that right quick. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to select the parent frame. I'm going to remove the color. I'll remove the color. So yeah, so we have this. So I'm going to give the white shape a border of 1. I'll give it a border of 1. Yes, I'll change the border color to black. I'll give it a border of 1. I'll change the border color to black. Okay, I will increase the width of the border to 2 so it can have a better visibility. So I'm going to click on T. I'll click T on my keyboard. Then I will type "Get Started." Yes, that will be our text in the button. So I'm going to create a layout. I'll change the white frame to a layout to a stack. Then I'll place the text into the stack. So the font I'm using for this is Paper's New. So I'll select the text layer. I'll increase the size to 20 to 18 rather. Yeah, I'll increase the size. Yeah, I'll select the text layer again. I'm going to give it a stack. I'll select the text layer, I'll give it a stack. Yeah, so I'll rename the stack as text. Having done that, we select the parent stack of the overall button. I'll rename it as CTA, that is call to action. Then after that, I'll select the parent stack. So what I'm going to do, I'll create a component. I will name it CTA. So I'll convert it to a component. Then I'm going to create a over effect for the parent, for the button rather. Yeah, so what I'm going to do next is that I want to create an interactive effect in this button, so that when we hover it, we can have a nice effect on the button. So what I'm going to do is select the text stack. Then I'll select the text, I'll duplicate the text twice, the get started text, I'll duplicate it twice. Then the text, I'm going to change the position direction to horizontal, to vertical rather, sorry. I'll change the position to vertical. Then I'll select both texts that I duplicated, and I'll give it a stack by pressing Ctrl Alt Enter. So having done that, I'll give it a gap of 4. So having done that, I'll select the stack I created for the text, the get started text. So I'm going to change the position type to absolute. So you can see that it jumps out of the stack, the parent stack. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to change the parent stack width to fixed. So I'm using 105. So I'll select the stack I created for the text. So I'm going to adjust the position of the parent stack of the text. So I'm going to give it the top position of -25, while the bottom position will be -1. So I'm going to go to the over. Okay, I will select the same stack in the over effect. So I'm going to change the top position to -1, while the bottom to -25. So I'm going to preview it, so you can see that it animates, but the animation is kind of stiff. So I'm going to adjust this. So I'll select both texts. I'll change the size to 20. I'll select the stack. So I'll select the stack, I'll adjust the position also. Yeah, so it's still stiff, but the text is more bigger. Okay, we're getting there. So what I want to do now, I'm going to create a smooth animation. So I'm going to change the color in the over button. I'll change some colors in the over button. So I'm going to select the two texts in my over button. So I'm changing the text to white. I change the text to white. So I'll select the white background. I'll change it to black. So I'll select the black background. I'll change it to white. Then I'm going to select the border of the white, the first frame, the first stack rather. So I'll change it to white. I hope you get what I'm trying to say. So that when I hover over the button, it has a cool animation. So that's a cool over effect rather. So I'm going to preview the button. You can see that it animates, but the animation is stiff, not flowing very well. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to select the first variant. Like I'm going to give it a transition, a ease transition of 0.22, 1, 0.36, 1. Yeah. So I'm changing it. I changed it to ease. I gave it the ease animation. So you can see that it animates smoothly. So moving on to the next button, I'll select the first variant, create another variant. Then I'll rename the first variant as button 1, that is the first button. Then I'll select the second variant, I'll rename it as button 2. So we can see the second button, how it looks like. Get started also, so it has an icon. Okay, so the next thing to do, I'm going to deactivate one of the text in the second button, that is button 2. So I'll change the stack of the text, I'll change to relative. Then I'll deactivate one of the text. So I'll change the width to fit content. So I'll insert an icon. I'm going to use a phosphor icon. So I'll drag it into the canvas. Then I'm going to change the icon to an arrow icon. I'll also change the color to white. So I'll select an arrow icon, I'll change the color to white. So I'll change the width to 30. Then I will drag it and drop it into the text stack. So I'll change the direction of the text stack to horizontal. Then I'll change the width of the stack to fit content, so it actually fits the content. So I'll select the arrow icon I created, then I'm going to duplicate it twice by pressing Ctrl D to duplicate. Then I'll select both arrows. Then I'll give it a stack by pressing Ctrl Alt Enter. Then I'll change the width to fit content. Yeah, so I'll select both arrows I created, then I'm going to give it another stack. So I'll change the width to fit content. So I'll select the new stack I created. I'll change the positions to absolute. So I'll select the overall stack for the icon I created. Then I'll change the width to fixed. I'll change the width to around 30 pixels. So I'll select the stack, the second stack for the arrows. Then I will give it a left padding of 0. I'll pin it to the left. Yeah, so you can see that we have two stacks. One is the parent, one acts as the parent, while the other is the child stack for the arrows. So I'll select the parent stack, I'll change the overflow to clip, then I'll select the child stack for the arrows, then I will pin it to the right 0, or put right 0 at the right and -40 at the left. So I'm going to do the reverse for the over effect. I'll do the reverse for the over effect. So I will also change the right pin to -40. I'll change the right pin to -40. I'll change the left one to 0. Leave it at 0. So that's just for the arrow. So I'll select the button. I'll click the preview to see that it animates smoothly. So that's for that. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to change the color of some properties. I'll change the color of the black shape to around blue. I'll change to blue. So I will select the white background. I hope you remember the white background. I'll change the color to I'll change the border to blue also. I'll use color picker to select the color. I'll change the border to blue. That's for the white background. So you can see the smooth animation. So So I'll select the first icon in the over effect, I'll change it to blue also, and the second icon also I'll change it to blue. Yeah, so I'm also going to change the text color to blue, so we have a nice animation. So that's for the first and the second button. So what I'm going to do now, I'm going to duplicate the button, the CTA, I'll give it a stack. All I want to do is just to convert it to that Photoshop design I created. So I'm going to speed this up. Quick. So I'll select the second CTA, I'll scroll down to the variant, I'll select button 2. I renamed it as button 2, so I'm going to speed this up real quick. So if you found this tutorial helpful, do well to like, do well to comment, do well to subscribe, and do well to share to friends. So this is the preview. So that's it for this video. Bye.